Hello, hello. It's JJ DiGeronimo, and I'm so honored that you would join us today. There's so many beautiful souls in the world doing really magical work, and most of the time it is started within. So many of the practitioners, healers, mystics, and messengers that join me here at Together We Seek have moved through their own crossroads, their own opportunities to seek within, and many of them are now guides for others. So I really encourage you to participate and reach out to each of the guests because they have so much wisdom, and many of them have so many beautiful offerings to engage with them in person and online. And I'm really excited today to have Mary Jane Brigger with me. Hi, Mary Jane. How are
Hello.
you?
Hi, good to see you again, JJ.
Oh, and I love the way that everything interconnects. So the way I made
Yeah,
my way to you is through my friend Mary, who went to a
yes.
retreat with
I'm
two other
Mary.
guests. Mary. So I'm really excited you are with us
Oh,
today. And we had
thank
so many
you.
things we could talk about, but I picked divine feminine energy because we all have it, regardless of
Mhm.
our gender, we all have divine feminine energy. And so I guess we'll start off of like, what does that mean to you?
Well, I actually broaden it out a little bit, the voice of the divine feminine energy, because we are in a state of becoming. We are within that becoming, we are now remembering who we are. We are now reclaiming that divine feminine energy within us. And as women, this is something that has never been over thousands of years and now has ever really been promoted, that we are divine and sacred within ourselves. So it's a state of beginning of remembering. I always use it's I call it we're reforming our sacred relationship with our inner wise woman, with our inner wise person. But since I work with women so much and we aren't often encouraged to embrace that woman, that divine feminine energy within us, we're a balancing energy. We are bringing harmony. So when you see the sacred feminine rising, yeah, we are, but we're rising to balance the earth and bring it back into harmony. Because
Rising.
we don't dominate, we balance.
I love that. We don't dominate, we balance, and we're rising to balance the energy of the earth. And to
We're the
me,
harmony.
oh, I love that harmony. And I feel like society for centuries has tried to diminish our knowing and really disconnect us from our inner wisdom.
Yes, exactly. But a lot of us have come back now because I could go into channel here and there, and they're trying to force their way in. But we are back here now because we were the witches, we were the healers, we were the ones. Oh, hang on a second, they overwhelm me when they come in. But we were the witches, we were the healers, we were the ones who knew how to blend and live our lives through Mother Nature, through all living things. We knew all we needed was within us. And through those years, that was taken away as religion and politics, which became one, blended to take that away because they wanted us to depend on them and to take this sacred gift away from us. Well, we're back. And we're back here to say, number one, we're safe. We're safe to be who we are. And that's a whole nother show there, JJ. But we're safe to be who we are now because we are here to bring balance and harmony. We are the ones leading this golden age, this shift that is now occurring.
This feels so good to me. And I feel like that the depths of my knowing, like I have chosen to be here now to see the shift happen.
Yes, yes.
And it's so great to know that so many of us have chosen to come back to be part of the new wave of energy.
That's right. And so many ask me, well, what is my purpose? Your purpose is you being now, you just being you, because that energy spreads out. I'm very animated here. I don't know if you can see it, but it spreads out within our energy field. And then we weave together that energy, and that begins to rise. So we are here at a time, and at this place in time, I'm in my wisdom years. I kept thinking, been around for a while, but I came here for this time to speak as the wise woman. I'm here, whatever others are now entering their wisdom years. They are becoming the wise women as they come out of the years of always giving and giving. And, first we had our experiences, that what we would call the maiden. She experienced life, she's getting into it and everything. And then comes a point where responsibility and accountability are to be learned. And so we step into the mother. But what happens there is we end up, to enter that, we have to take care of everybody else. It's not as our children, but our families, but more than that, our workspace, our clients, our patients. It's always a constant act of giving. And then you reach the point where you're beginning to enter your wisdom years, because then you receive the importance of receiving. And then as you receive, that's your balancing energy. And then as we receive, we learned that our wisdom and our life experiences have now shown us that it's within is the answer. So we came here to create a higher and more vibrating sacred relationship with our spirit, with who we are. And so it's a journey back, but we're learning now that we are safe and free to be these divine and sacred women, and it's time to bring that back to us. This is about heart coherence. This is about us being we are now living through the heart and not the mind. We've brought balance. So I always tell everybody, whenever you have a thought, a problem, a prayer, go through the heart first, because that's going to go up into the mind, change all those synapses and neural links to know that you are in a divine state. And now the sacred feminine has included the womb, the power center. So it's like 3, 1, 2, 3. Because what? We feel everything through our gut, that deep knowing, right? And then that moves up to the heart, and the heart goes, aha, I understand. Now I'll send up to the mind to put into action.
That feels
So
so
it's a
good.
beautiful harmony.
It is a beautiful harmony. And I love the fact that you keep using the word safe, because I feel like a lot of our cellular knowing, still is a little timid to really lean into our gifts
Yes.
and go out and
Yes.
hug trees and find ways to ground. And I'm seeing more and more
Or to admit that you're a psychic medium.
Yeah. Or admit you're a psychic medium, right? All of those. But I am seeing my sisters across this community and beyond holding more circles and putting themselves out in uncomfortable ways to bring the women together. And every time I get one of those emails or invites, I just smile, being like, it is happening.
It is. The community has found itself, and we are in a state of flow. And the flow is as the energy weaves out into the energy field, we're bringing ourselves back in. It's like we say, there's the calling going. What's the calling? The calling is our souls. The calling is our divine feminine said, come home, sisters. It's time for us to gather together again. And from there, that is where we create greater feelings of safety also. And safety right now might be, well, I don't want someone talking against me or bad things online and that. You are safe because you can choose not to be part of that. Well, how do I do that? It is because once you are reunited back, that sacred reunion with your higher self, that inner wise woman, the seer in you can see the wounded one on the other end, or can see the truth behind it, and you're like, yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I am moving on to bigger and more beautiful things, because that's who I am, and that's who is my community.
Yes.
And so I'm safe from that.
I'm safe. And I've had to go through this myself. Like, should I post it or should I not? Should I use that word? Should I not? So I have found
Mhm.
myself in situations where I have been hedging on whether to put a bigger word or a more sacred word out there. So I think it's so powerful to hear you, not only as Mary Jane, as the human, but you do channeling too from the other side and integrate all the energies to come through. And that's actually
Yes,
how we met. You did a channeling session for me,
that's
which
right.
was
That's right.
incredible. And I
Thank
feel
you.
like you're getting information from being here as a human, but also your channeling capabilities.
Yes, this is actually channeling is natural for us. We've just
Mm,
been told to be scary, and it's not. We're actually channeling through our divine higher self. And as we do, we're bringing in all that wisdom. They want to be acknowledged, so I will. The star mothers now come to me. There's three of them that come, and they say, "We are here, but we are here because we are in essence of you."
mhm,
So when you think about this, it's not outside of us that we have to always go. When we are our divine self, when we have that sacred, holy relationship with our inner wise one, with that higher self, you then are pulling in all this wisdom and information. And there, when we do that, that's when we begin to see, you know what? I didn't see that before. That's a soul retrieval. Let's bring that power back in. But when you do it under you are the power, you are the magic, you are the medicine. And however you vibrate with that is where that self healing comes, where that self love. And when that happens, you have even greater vibrations and frequencies to send out to the world. And you can, when we do hands of healing, we put this, just your being sends that out, which then weaves within the collective to match others. And it just gets stronger and stronger. So we
mm,
also learn to blend this with our divine masculine, because our divine masculine says, I can put this in action and I'll put it beautifully, but I need you, dear sister. I need you, dear sacred feminine. Let us blend together. And when we do, we have sacred, our imagination now is free to bring in what we need. Our soul is open because the divine masculine says, bring it here. We will together express who we are with the proper and divine action. And it's love. And we are here today to tell you love is the most powerful. It's the most powerful energy you can have because that is one with divine source, with divine woman, with divine source. they're like, I'm like, hang on, ladies, don't come in yet. You're getting me overwhelmed. But that is what they want to say. They said, you're being told to live through fear. Little tiny fear, this, and you let that overpower you. That's an imprint that you can change. And that's an imprint that begins with a flow, not a force, but a flow of allowing yourself to enter back into your divine self, to flow into that harmony of love, to flow in through the heart where, there are many people like me. I live my higher self. I go walk worlds like this. And I can do it without going into trance and that. And this is what we're being led to do. We're being to say that in your everyday life. And you'd be surprised, you wouldn't probably, JJ, but many would be surprised how much in your daily life you are channeling that beautiful voice, that beautiful you. And so I'm here
so
to tell you it can be strong, it can be firm. Mamas can be firm, right? But it's always to protect and love you.
So beautiful, so beautiful. And I really have been practicing being in love. And I will tell you that I've really had to have a strict regimen. I have to pay attention to what I watch, what I read, what I
Yes.
listen to, what
Yes.
conversations I get into, what things I
Yes.
choose to engage in. And it's taken me several years because I had to turn off my judging mind. And
Yeah.
we are taught to judge and categorize and be fearful. And it takes a long time to unwind that. And you really have to be
It is
committed.
a deep imprint.
I
You do.
know.
You're changing programming from lifetimes into here.
Hmm. Yeah, I
And
believe
this
that.
is
Yeah.
what Mhm.
So I say
And
that
it's
for the listener is like it takes time to live in love most of the time. And if you're how you talk to yourself is a really big piece of it too. Like if you're judging and grading and labeling yourself on a regular basis, that is in a negative frequency. And you talk a lot about frequencies. And I feel like I've been working to be on a higher frequency. And I have a lot of
right.
tests that happen throughout a week. And I'm really being
Yes.
mindful of how I'm engaging.
Us. Well, I have a way that I use that I was shown by the Star Mothers a long time ago. And what they say is attune to our energy. You don't need to pray. You do, but I'm saying you need to attune. And so, what's that mean? Those of you who are Reiki masters or understand what I'm saying, but it's an attunement to the energy that you are seeking. So, if you're attuning to the energy of love, what I do is I can get in. I can now just do it while I'm in the grocery store or something. But it's a matter of, and I use the left hand because that's the receiving hand, and I put that on my heart, and I go for the what is it that I wish that my energy to tune up to, so that I can start to enter that state of being, because as women, as all, we're seeking wholeness. And so we have to begin somewhere, right? That's what this journey is. Right now, this energy is becoming to wholeness. But where do I begin? So it's an attunement. It's like going in and tuning in like an old radio dial. Going, you come, and all of a sudden you'll find it. It could take a little practice, but all of a sudden you'll find that your heart is in tune with the energy of love. And as you continue to do that as a tuning, you'll be able to use it for anything. How do I tune to my bravery? How do I tune to my courage in this situation? I am tuning into that high power. And so this becomes an attunement. And as that attunement happens, JJ, a reactivation begins in your body. Cells that were turned off, DNA, things that were turned on now are like, get to work. Here she is. She's back. And so a reactivation begins where you begin to get insights. You begin to know wisdom. You begin to, all your senses here and above become alive. And then you start your becoming. You start to become, you start to be capital B, capital E, that state of being, that woman, that person you came to be. Because now you've tuned into that higher self who's been waiting for you all this time. And now you've become one. And you think together as a whole. And that's your wholeness. This isn't, it's always, you're always going to be challenged. That's part of why we're here. But I tell my amazing teammates all the time, we're always talking about it. I said, we are ascendant beings. We're preparing even for the next life. So we're ascendant beings as we're moving through this. And then when you begin to think that great, you start channeling for yourself and then for others this divine wisdom. They become family. They can become family. I call them my family. I don't go through any great things anymore. I just say, sitting down, I said, I call in my family. I call in my mothers and my sacred sisterhood, and then we're off to the races from there.
So beautiful.
So,
And it gives people an opportunity to do it from anywhere. That's the thing I like, and that
mhm,
they can have an entire energetic team working with them at any one time if they open their
all the
channel,
time.
align to love, and be like present for what there is to receive.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
And
you do this.
it teaches you presence.
It does teach you presence. And I think in addition to feeling, altering your frequency, really choosing to live in love and not fear and being present, if you can start to really work through those three things, it's amazing how your life really starts to accelerate in different ways.
I will change work to flow,
Work
because
to flow.
flow is a feminine energy. We
Yes.
flow, because then you will avoid the constrictions and borders that can happen with that. We flow. And so that, and even just put a little flow into your yoga routines, or
I
I'm
love it.
going to pick up my cup, but I'm going to do it like eloquently. It does. It helps to settle the nervous system, which many of us are really struggling with right now.
Yes.
So it's those little simple acts, those little simple flowing motions of being
It's
that
beautiful.
actually will activate and bring you on.
I can feel it in my heart chakra and my throat chakra. Even when we activated, you talked about the uterus. I feel like all three of the sacred energies have been activated just talking to you. And so I'm
Oh,
sure
thank
some
you.
of the listeners are going to want to connect with you afterwards. Your links are below,
Yes.
but what are you doing? How can
Yes.
people work with you?
Well, right now they can book a mystic soul message with me, and that's a private one-on-one, and that's how I met you. And there's two offers there, and that is found on my webpage. But we're also very excited because we also have the Mystics Grove magazine, which is full of articles that is preparing the way for the mystery school that we are starting with my team members, Noelle Manicum, who is an amazing intuitive and frequency ascension coach. And we also have the masculine. We have Drake Bear Stephen, who is our Celtic druid. And so we are starting this mystery school, which we're planning for midsummer, where we're going to be teaching everything I was talking to you here. I will be teaching voice and channeling. They will be teaching. We actually are bringing the intergalactic and the druids and the ancient wisdom and the sacred feminine together. So we are in the process of putting together. We are also in the process of we're hoping the summer telepathy. So there are many things that we're finding there. And I'm very excited, and this is very new. If you are looking for a speaker, I have a Sacred Sisterhood speaker series starting. It's actually circles that I will bring to your organization or private group. And I also am offering what Mary and those who experienced me with retreats. Again, which I will bring to you, which is retreats that are sacred sisterhood circles, divine feminine, discovering your voice, and the Celtic journey, which involves the beautiful adventures to Avalon. And I have those on the website too, expanding it. So we are bringing those will be up online probably within the week. We are in the process. Like I told you earlier, we are moving very fast. Things are happening quick for us. So me and my amazing team members, we are working together, and we are very excited and happy. We're excited to bring this to everyone.
Really, the offerings are incredible. And I love
Thank
that
you.
you're providing so many different offerings. So wherever people are at, they can intersect with you, for the various
Mhm.
things you're offering. So I encourage everyone to
Sure.
take a look at the description, check out Mary's links are below, follow her on social so that you can see when everything is coming together. And we
Yep.
really appreciate you, Mary, for joining us. It's just a beautiful
Thank
time.
you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate so much. This was a joy. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And I just love everyone who's joined us this week and many other weeks. We hope you can continue to listen and share us with your friends because I feel like energy like this is contagious and really necessary for all of us to return home knowing that we've done our work. So thank you, everybody. And I will see you again here next time.
Thank you.